Turning now to our Camino segment today, we are talking all about Dia de los Muertos, which is this Saturday, and the tradition of the ofrenda. Joining me to talk about this is retired CEO of Cuvo Radio 89.7.3 FM, Flo Hernandez-Ramos. Flo, first of all, this is beautiful. We've kind of been watching from the other side of the studio, you putting this together for us today. And you've been doing this since 1984, so you are well seasoned. Tell us what it takes to put something like this together, and what does it mean?
Mostly it takes a lot of love, because what Dia de los Muertos is all about is honoring and celebrating the lives of the people that you loved. It's a mishmash of religious and indigenous and cultural traditions. So, you know, there are many elements to it. If you want to be traditional, you would have 3 layers. You would, to represent your heaven and your those that you love, etc. You would have elements of things that they loved, because they're going to come and visit. You know, our family is almost here, because you're right, November 1st, Saturday, is Dia de los Angelitos, the little angels, the children that died. And November 2nd is for the adults.
And so you see all of these like bright colors, and you're, you know, preparing for an arrival. It seems more celebratory, because when you think about death, you know, this isn't about mourning. This is like a beautiful celebration. It
really is. You know, when we first started introducing Dia de los Muertos to Denver, people told us, this is very macabre, this is very scary and creepy. And no, it's a celebration, just like you said. And the colors we're Mexican, for God's sakes. And because it's indigenous Mexican, you do use a lot of colors, especially in the marigolds.
So do you find, I guess, celebrating, you know, stateside, celebrating in America, is that different than being in Mexico or being in Latin America and other places?
It's very much more sentimental in Mexico. I've been to the graveyards there, where people sit up all night and decorate the graves of their loved ones and clean them. And here I mean, when you start seeing Hallmark cards and, you know, things that are completely out of the realm of personal being, well, then you realize that there's a very fine distinction between appreciation and appropriation.
Well, let me ask you about that, right? Because it's everywhere now. You go to the Stanley Marketplace, you go downtown, they've got decorations, they have the Hallmark cards. It's even in movies like Coco, which I love that movie. Where do you find that line of appropriation and appreciation? Is it going too far, or is there beauty in some of that too?
I think there's beauty in also knowing that people are appreciating that, but there's a lack of the respect for your honored ancestors that just isn't there when you start making Hallmark cards. We're really picking on Hallmark, huh?
I see. No, but that's a good perspective that I think people need to hear, because you do want to appreciate other cultures. I know I do, but in a respectful way.
That's right.
So I think it's really good what you just said. Thank you for sharing that. Do want to mention before we leave you, you're partnering with the Pirate Contemporary Art Oasis to help bring Dia de los Muertos to Denver metro area. What is that all about?
Well, we started in 1984 with them because they were able to break boundaries, and so they were not people that were saying this is macabre, this is weird. So we partnered with them, and even now today they're having their Dia de los Muertos exhibit, which you should visit.
Absolutely. This is stunning. Thank you for sharing a little bit of the culture, and I think just, you know, opening people's eyes to what it is. I think now it is everywhere. It's so visible, but to know the meaning behind it, that's where true appreciation comes in.
That's true. Yeah. Yes.
Flo.
Thank you.
Thank you. So nice meeting you. Thank you. Still